All right, and we're live for another Thursday night jam with
Dude,
RCJesus
the
SASquatch.
Thursday night jam with RCJesus.
I am still a little bit under the weather. I think I've been pushing it too much since I got better. I've been working like 10 to 14 hours a day, and that probably hasn't been the best idea, so I'm a little rough today. But I didn't want to leave anybody hanging. I'm up to it tonight, so we'll do a quick show. Chris has a lot of cool shit going on. That's what we're going to focus on tonight because I don't have a lot of energy. I'm kind of down in the dumps. He's been working on the Borderlands and the Mono Wheel projects and some other cool super secret projects we'll talk about in the future, not tonight. So glad to have everybody back. We're glad to be back. Between being out of town and sickness and injuries in the family and crap like that, we've had to miss a few weeks, but now we're back for 2024. So,
Woo!
uh, I'm just gonna tinker a little bit on these converted things. Some kid broke my steering on the grader, and then my buddy Wayne's building one of these and thought of a cool couple mods that I'm gonna do to mine to match. I don't know how much I'm gonna do tonight because I don't really feel like doing shit. But we will get to Chris and showing off all his cool shit he's been working on, and let him take the reins of the show and get to it. What's up, Wayne?
Hey,
Figured out how
buddy.
to get this off. Actually pretty easy. But now I'm gonna make the mod you did. What's up,
Rob. Yeah.
4C Rob? How's it going? So,
Yeah.
Chris,
So,
what do you got for us this week? Dylan.
yeah. So gyro bike. This is where it was at last, I think.
Yep.
I got the gyro motor, the outer drive motor. Um, I've been working on a bunch of other projects. So, but I've got this is the new lower for the new one. So this has the truss assembly that can slide back and forth. It's on a
Yep.
servo. And these will have the feet that come out that the batteries will sit on, so that got that low weight. Uh,
Okay, yeah, keep the CG down at the bottom.
yeah, well, it just needs weight so that when it goes in the forward momentum, it doesn't want to move the whole thing. So I
Hmm.
need that really low level weight so that when I start going forward, instead of twisting the whole thing, the weight keeps it down and it can start getting going forward. So yeah,
Okay.
I just have to start transferring everything over from the other chassis to this one and test it, see if it
Yeah.
works. Yeah, that'll be
Getting
its first
close.
kind of. Yeah, it's really close to being like final testing and like really testing the theory. I don't know if that truss is gonna work. Right now I've got a 270-degree servo. I might have to get a continuous rotation servo to get enough throw out of it
Okay.
because right now it only moves about 3/4 of an inch in each direction.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's enough weight transfer to get it to lean. Uh,
Yeah, to have a decent turning radius.
yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I don't need it to turn really hard, but it would be really cool if I can get it to turn really hard.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, yeah, just a lot of design, print, assemble, test, design, print, assemble, test. It's just kind of over and over and over again, and it just and then the printer fucks up, and I get pissed off, and I don't want to fuck with it for a couple days.
Right.
Yeah, and then yeah, the Borderlands buggy's probably got the most progress. It's all the electronics are figured out. It's been put together, so I got the roll bars in now. I've got the turret on it that turns. A little mock gun up here. Kind of did some more
And the
detail
turret
here.
turns with a servo on its own
Yeah,
on the
servo
radio too, right?
controlled. Yeah, so it's on the radio. The suspension's done, bearings are done. I mean, it's all dialed in mechanically 100%. Now it's just all the little detail shit I want to do. I'm gonna weather all the orange, do like a
Yeah.
weathering on it, like a rust scratch weathering. I'm gonna resin print a bunch of little cool shit to put all over it. Uh,
Hmm.
kind of wore it out. Some guys driving it. All the detail scale shit that I want to do to make it look cooler. I got some
Yeah,
lights.
scale it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some lights on it. I'm gonna put some exhaust tips on it that'll have like the flickering red LEDs, so it looks like the
Hmm.
exhaust is flickering red.
Yep.
Lots of little shit. So
So is this like final prototype or is it done
yeah,
and
this is it.
you got to detail it out?
This this is it. Yeah, this is gonna be it. This will be mine. And then
Cool.
I was showing Nick. I've got pretty much all 95% of the pieces to put another one together for you. So I'll be
Yeah,
working
we'll
on
be
that. Once I get
terrorizing people at Proline and they'll be going, "What the fuck are those?"
exactly roll it up and go, what the fuck is that? Because it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's hard to see. Let me move my camera. How low profile this thing is. Um, that I mean, to give you an idea, the turret top is 6.5 inches off the ground, is right here.
Okay.
So it's super low profile.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It just looks so different than anything,
Should
you
make it
know.
nice and stable if it's all that low too. So.
Oh, 100%. But what surprised me is how well it doesn't get hung up on shit. Because the way the suspension flexes and moves
Hmm.
and goes over shit, and even being just two-wheel drive, it gets
Yeah.
over everything. It's crazy. And they're
Yeah.
only 155 tires.
Well, and it's true two-wheel drive too, since it's got dual motors. It's not like it's got a
Yeah.
diff where it's just one wheel peeling, so that helps too.
Yeah. And yeah, Rob's talking about psycho figures. I actually have been trying to find because they
Yeah.
don't make the figures don't quite work out. It's a weird scale.
Hmm.
It's like true 10th scale actually.
Okay.
Uh so it's like I don't want a posable because I want him to sit in there. What I'm
Hmm.
actually going to do is one of the characters from the game is called Claptrap. He's this fucking weird ass robot.
Yeah.
I actually found a really cool 3D file to print one, so I think I'm actually going to put like a Claptrap up, like in the turret, like he's on the turret, and I
Okay.
try to find another character for the game for the driver, and
Oh yeah.
all kinds of cool shit. I want to put like some of the what do they call it? The reactive explosive armor plates on it, like just randomly. You know, the like the
Hmm.
plates with the X's and
Yep.
detail those and just randomly put shit on it, just like you would think it would be, you know, spikes and kind of crazy shit. So
Yeah.
uh, that's going to be kind of the fun creative process. I want to get the wiring done, but right now I got to wait for that BEC and then I can do all the wiring. I built a tray into here now, so I have somewhere to mount the electronics, and it's kind of
Okay.
nice. The tray just slips right off, so I can get access to everything in here.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of it just uses the splines of the servo to push back down on. So it's nice and easy to take that off. And
Yep. Keep it simple, stupid.
yep. And then just once I get all the wiring done, I'm gonna hide them in loom and tuck the loom through and make it look like it's part of the whole thing, and then start
Yeah.
detailing. So yeah, and right now it's just waiting to get a BEC. I've been waiting for shipping for shit for weeks because of the delays, all the weather. So
Yeah, between weather and Chinese New Year.
yeah, everything's taking forever to come in. So I'm just a lot of it's just like hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait.
Hmm.
Hardware, I need to order. I need to get a hold of Mike to do a
Yeah,
hardware
right.
order. I'm starting to run out of hardware. I'm like, fuck, I need that. I need that
Need more
size.
bulk bags.
Well, I buy them. I buy 100 packs of whatever sizes I need, and then I have
Yeah.
them all sorted in trays. And I'm just like, I'm going to get into my tray. And I'm like, fuck, I need 3 by 15 cap heads. Fuck them out.
Yep.
So I'm either cutting them short or using the wrong sizes.
No.
Makes my
No
OCD
patience right
twitch.
now.
Oh, it makes my shit twitch. I can't stand when there's like a 3 by 20 on one side and a 3 by 18 on the other. Even though it works fine, it still bugs me.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Or I have to use a cap head where I want a button head. Like that shit just bugs me. So
Yep. It's not right.
weird like that. So
I get the same way.
yeah, so yeah, that's most of it. And if I have anything else I'm working on right now, I'm
Uh
working on a custom controller for a guy who's disabled. That's another thing I do. I don't know if
oh
you guys
really?
know
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah, I made him a prototype years ago. I mean, this is like shit. 10, 12 years ago, I made him a prototype and he's been using
Yeah.
it ever since. He kind of fell off the grid.
Yeah.
And now he's gotten back a hold of me and he's like, oh, I want to make it better. And so
Yeah.
got a DX5C of cannibalized sitting here and I'm doing all the
Okay.
work on that. So, but yeah, he's a true quadriplegic. He's actually on a breath. He's got a
Oh wow.
tracheotomy for a
Yep.
breathing tube. So all he can do is move his neck. Like,
Yeah.
and so the current controller I have for him, it's based. Well, let me grab it. It's
Oh, I grabbed I'll show Wayne. There's weights all over.
so
And
this was the
there,
original prototype.
and
Oh,
there,
so
and
this
there.
is the original prototype. It goes in his chair,
Yep.
and he's got just a four-way joystick. Like
Okay. Yeah, you can
so
manipulate with
throttle,
the chin or his mouth or whatever.
he uses his tongue. Yeah, throttle,
Yep.
brake, right, left. So what he's running into now is he wants to race, but
Really?
he
Awesome.
can't look around. He can't look while he's
Yeah.
driving. So I'm working on now. It's going to be a headgear piece. So it actually goes on his head and holds the joystick right here. So he
Yep.
could turn his head and the joystick will move with him.
Ah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I've got to make a full custom enclosure for the DX5C, and then use using like the 3-way XT30s. They're 3-pin XT30.
Oh, I haven't seen those. Okay.
Yeah, they're rad. I'm using
Yeah.
those on my brushless motors too. So
Yeah.
to disconnect them and connect them, they're super nice.
Yeah.
And so the housing will have those outputs for the throttle and channels, and then all kinds of other shit. So the joystick I got him has a button, so you can actually have a third channel if he pushes on the joystick.
Yep.
So he'll have a third channel with the button, so he can like lights, shifting, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever you need the third option for. What up,
yeah.
Mark?
So yeah, that's my other thing I'm working on the side right now is that. So
Uh,
other shit.
and then
Oh
Wayne, this is full of lead BBs,
shit.
and it's full of weights with the receivers right there, and then the servo is covered under the weights. So Wayne's building one right now too. So if you're wondering about weight stash, it's everywhere. And then of course it's in the tracks too. But that's why it's so damn heavy for how little it is. There's weights everywhere in it. But
I've
Wayne's
got a
building one, and he filed off some of the notches that hold it on right there, and it still clips on stout and pulls off. But then you can
huh,
get rid of the receiver pack that takes 16 hours to charge properly, and
yeah,
just pop this on and off and throw a little 2S in there. And
yeah.
voila, you got 2-3 hours of runtime and you can charge it up in 30, 45 minutes. So I was stealing out of his book and gonna modify it so I can charge it faster. But
I
since
got
he's doing it, I'm like, well, here's where all the weight in mine is.
I got one of the brooder bobcats I need to start diving into.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of work there doing a skid steer. Doing
Yeah, so semi-serious. Do the sticks and buttons need to be waterproof or controlled in his mouth? Oh, that's a good question. It's not in his mouth, so think of it like he's grabbing the tip of this with his lips.
Oh,
So it's not really in his mouth. And even if it was, just the joystick portion would be in his mouth, not the whole
yep.
thing. So he's not much of a drooler. I guess if he drooled,
Yeah.
a drooler, we'd worry about it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because it's kind of like playing a trumpet or something the way he's doing it,
yeah,
where he's just
yeah.
using
It's just his lips. Yeah, and,
yeah.
or his tongue. Sometimes he'll kick it up with his tongue.
Yeah.
Uh, we always joke with him and his girlfriend about how his how good he is with his tongue. So,
uh,
but yeah, so yeah, it's not like fully in his mouth.
yeah.
The Yeah, it's more of his lips and tongue movement. I want to go the Julian route. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's got pretty good control there. Yeah, he was a professional snowboarder, and he was a
Oh, really?
customer. When I first started working at the hobby shop, he was a customer. He did RC, but he was like Olympic level pro snowboarder, and he was young. He was 14 or 15, and
Like a
he
little
was
Sean
actually
White
in.
back in the day, huh?
Yeah, he was in our shop a week before he got injured. He actually got paralyzed in a snowboarding accident.
I figured if he's a
Yeah,
professional snowboarder, he came down on his
yeah,
neck or something.
he just came down weird on his neck, and yeah, and ever
All
since,
takes, unfortunately.
yeah. So yeah, he's probably fuck, how old is he now? He's got to be his mid-20s now. So
No, yeah, so he's still a baby to me.
yeah, he's mid late 20s, and kind of a bummer. He was a really cool dude, and now that this has happened, he's kind of gotten a little like he kind of expects people to help him now. It's a little
Yeah,
frustrating. So
yeah,
it's sometimes hard to kind of step out and want to help him out, but he's still a good dude, so
yeah.
help him out. And
Yeah, that's a tough life.
yeah, he's got
Especially when you're someone that was like that active and out doing shit and whatnot. And
right
just locked
for
down, can't
sure.
move.
Well, he still does everything. So right, the one thing we've been talking about for a while, because he still completely wants to get out and do shit.
Yeah.
He has a trophy truck being built for him,
Really?
and we're going to design a controller that can control the truck.
You're
Like,
talking an RC one, not a real one.
no, real one that he's
Holy
going to do.
shit.
He wants to do his goal is to do the Baja 1000.
Holy fuck. That
Yeah.
was cool.
So we're gonna. I've been in the slowly just thinking about it and fucking around, but it'll have a standard, like, so you'll still have a driver in it that has a steering wheel, pedals, and everything.
Yeah.
But he'll have electronic control of the steering and the throttle and the brakes via this controller.
Okay.
But if something fucks up, the driver can manually take over, you know. So he'll be able to
Oh, so
drive.
the driver just sits in there as like a backup.
Yes. So it's a
He's
safety
just
net.
along. That would be crazy for the driver. You're just in there along for the ride.
You have
Fuck,
to
I
be
love
really
shit like
fucking
that.
trusting. You got this guy over next to you with a joystick on his mouth driving a
Yeah.
500, 600 horsepower trophy truck.
Yeah, that would be a little crazy.
But yeah, he's dead serious on it. Having an automatic transmission built that can handle it and the whole works. And so all someone has to do is put it in gear and he'll be able to drive it.
That'll be sweet.
Yeah,
So he's
dead
gonna drive it
serious.
like his RC then. That'll be nuts.
Why he's sitting in it though. That's the crazy shit.
Oh, okay. So it'll be him and another guy in it.
Yes, he wants
And
to
the
be
other
driving
guy's
it.
his
The other guy's
mechanical
just the
backup, if
safety
you
in
will.
case something fucks up.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he wants to drive it. He wants to do it. He wants to be in there.
Yeah, I would
So-
too. Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking rad. He's like, I want to do that shit. And I'm like, I'll make it work. We'll make it happen. So
Yeah.
because he can't drive on the road. Like there's no legal, like it's the legalities will not allow him to drive even if I made something like that for him.
Yeah.
Because it's just not safe. But in a racing situation, you know, where you're not on public roads,
Yeah.
at that point it's just like, well, that they
Yeah,
pass.
it's racing. It's already dangerous. So whatever.
It's just whatever the racing organization agrees to it or not. You know, they're like, okay, yeah, or no, we don't like that. So that's what's going to come down to.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wants to do that too, and so that's gonna be pretty cool. I told him let's get something a little less horsepower first, just some hoopty you can go run in the back road somewhere and get
Right.
used to it. And then we'll go fucking put it in a trophy truck.
Then we'll go balls out.
Yeah, then we'll go balls out and you can go nuts. So,
You gotta
but
do
he's funny because I'm like,
concept
dude,
first.
I'm like, I don't want you to hurt yourself. He's like, what the fuck else can I do, man?
Right. At this point, all I can do is die.
He's just like, I'm kind of like right there, you know?
Yeah, right. I've already hurt myself about as far as you can go and still be alive. So
Right. No, he's pretty cool, dude. It's cool to see him wanting to do all this shit. So
yeah,
Right
he's
now,
just
he wants to,
laying there, bummed out, doing nothing but bitching.
yeah, I guess right now he's got he wants to break the world record for longest RC car jump.
Oh yeah.
And I guess he got Mugen on board. I guess Mugen sent him a chassis. So
I don't know how long that is. I wonder what the record is.
he told me, I don't remember. But I guess the record right now it was like at Horizon or like one of the Horizon like shows they do or whatever.
Yeah, it was probably when Jeremy got hit in the leg.
Yeah. But I guess it was one of those shows as the last record was set. So
Okay.
he's wanting to break that.
Yeah,
He's
because they
serious
do
about
some
it.
serious sending of shit at Horizon Fest and shit.
Yeah. I guess the rule is it has to drive away from the landing. So
Yeah, it doesn't really count. If I sent it 300 feet, but it's in 5 pieces.
I sent it to fucking China, but it didn't last. Oh fuck. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I got one other cool thing I'm working on, but like Nick said, we're gonna save that for
That's so fucking cool too.
we're gonna save that for another date.
Yeah.
I'm building one and I'm gonna send Nick one he can build during the
We'll
stream.
build them
So,
on the show here.
look, yeah, it'll be badass.
I'm gonna love that shit. Right up my alley.
I figured you'd be all excited about it.
Oh,
Oh fuck. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I can't work on what I want to work on because I can't show anybody.
I didn't. Right. Wow. I didn't want to go the drooling route.
I know, I saw
Did
that.
everything survive cabin fever, Nick? As well, yes and no.
You barely didn't.
Yeah, I did not very well. I almost died on Monday getting back. Monday and Tuesday, I was questioning, like, am I gonna die? It was pretty bad. But this grader I'm working on, I'm 99% sure I know what happened. It was fine and it was sitting on my booth table. But when we were at the consignment section checking stuff out, I noticed this little shithead kid running around, right? Like fingering everything and grabbing shit. And I was looking around like, where's your fucking parents, you little piece of shit? You know, someone's gonna backhand your ass if you're not careful, you little fucker. And
Yeah.
sure enough, I walked back from the consignment area and I noticed that he had walked back as well, kind of right behind me, into the 114th area hall. And I didn't even think anything about it. And I kind of walked towards my booth and then back around, and he was walking behind me. And I'm almost certain that little kid came up and just and broke the fucking linear servo in there. It's a good thing I wasn't there because I probably would have like fucking picked him up by his ear and been like, "Whose kid is this?" before I whoop his fucking ass. By the way, you owe me $100, bitch, or you don't get your fucking kid back. And then I'd have been banned from cabin fever and all kinds of. The kid would have learned his goddamn lesson. So I got to change the linear servo in this, but fortunately it wasn't. It's pretty easy. A few screws and a little bit of paint work and wiring, and it'll be good. So this I never got to drive because of that issue. The dozer, the Brooder dozer did great. I'm just gonna upgrade the battery in that. Everything else worked well and survived, except the dozer had a hydraulic block on the back come loose and drop down. We didn't notice. And Outrunner was spinning on it and broke through the metal, so it leaks now. But a little bit of epoxy will fix that. So that's cheap, easy, quick fix. And then the piece of shit, the thing I hate that I tell everyone never to fucking buy one of these things of garbage. The wheel loader broke. As always, that's what that fucking garbage does. Never buy the goddamn wheel loader. They suck giant donkey balls, dude. All they do is fucking break. So that the rear axle came apart off the wheel and bent and took a shit on that again. So I don't even know if I'm gonna fix it. I might just leave it down permanently as like a piece of junk that's broken to haul around as a load on a trailer. Because like you put money into it and you spend all this time fixing it, and it works for an hour to 3 hours again, and then it's broken again. And so I'm really getting over it. I mean, I have an excavator and stuff. It's fun to use. So we'll see. Maybe in a few months when I've calmed down and I don't hate it quite as much again, I might fix it. It's debatable. But other than that, those issues, everything worked great. Mining truck worked great. My scraper worked great. ADT was flawless as always. What else did I have out there? I had other shit out there. So yeah, everything survived and did well. As far as I know, like these came back with me, the little brooder dozer and this grader. And the way I pack them, they survive just fine. I mean, you get little paint chips here and there and stuff like that, but whatever. I can touch that shit up as the years go by. Now, everything in the pallet should be good because it's packed the same as when it left. But that is, I don't know if Benny sent that back from New Jersey yet or not. He was hitting me up about it the other day. He hit me up on like Tuesday or Wednesday after I got back. And I could barely even pick up the phone to do anything. Like I was picking up my phone like twice a day just to check for any emergency texts, and that was it. I'm like, dude, I'm about to fucking die. Give me a few days, and I'll get a hold of you with the address and what we need to do and all that stuff. He was like, okay. So I gave him the info on that a few days ago. If it hasn't been sent back yet, it should be soon. I expect that to all make it back safe and sound because it made it there safe and sound. Fingers crossed. But we'll see. If shit happens, it happens. We did end up kind of having to jerry rig my new roller packer I bought at Cabin Fever in there. And it's sitting sideways in the bed of the mining truck in the big mining truck crate. So that one, I mean, we had to like it was like that much taller than the crate when you close it. So in a way it's good, right? Because we gently set it down and clamp the lids down and everything's sitting on top of it, so it should keep it from jockeying and rattling around in there. But I may have some paint work or a little broken plastic or something to deal with when I get it. We'll see. Because obviously Cabin Fever, I couldn't build a case for it or anything to ship it. So that'll be coming back that way. And it's full of, God damn, I'll never go to fucking Walmart with Wayne and Mike again, those bastards. I hadn't been into Walmart and shopping in years and years. Like Mike and I had to run into one. I almost forgot about it until we went this year for a stapler and some scissors last year. And that was the first time I've been at Walmart in like 20 years or more. And they're going in, and I'm like, where the fuck are you guys going? I just need a stapler and staples because I've forgotten them. So apparently that's what I do at Cabin Fever every year. 10 years from now, I'm gonna have 80 staplers and 10 million staples. But they're walking back to the toy section and find the figures, and they had like Cobra Commander and all these figures. And I'm like, fuck, need this, need this, need this. I'm walking out with a pile of $186 fucking dollars in figures later. I'm checking. I'm like, you sons of bitches, never again. Never again am I going to Walmart with you two assholes. You led me down the wrong aisle. But it's cool because I just threw them all in the back of the mining truck crate. That's the good thing, you know, with that giant box on it. There's tons of room. So I got a bunch more figures, as if I didn't already have like 30 of them waiting in the wings here. But the GI Joe ones I had to buy, like that's from my childhood, and they were the right size and everything. So I was like, oh yeah, I need these. I can't even remember what all I bought. It's gonna be kind of a surprise. I got Lady Jane and Cobra, and that's all I can remember right now. Don't tell me that, Mark. I'm never going to a fucking Ollie's then. If you're
Target.
doing Ollie's,
Target here, man. Target has a fuck ton of them.
Target's gotten me before too. That's where I got like all my Cheers characters and Jimi Hendrix and all that stuff. I just try and avoid those aisles because that stuff racks up, you know.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Like Cobra Commander was like $58.
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
But I had to have him, you know, and he came
Cobra
with
Commander.
15, 20 different guns and the cape and all that stuff. So I was like, okay. The other ones weren't so bad, like $30 or something a piece, but still, it's like, it all racks up too fast as if I wasn't spending enough money already. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing as always. Cabin Fever is the shit. If there's only one event I can make in a year, it will always, without hesitation, be Cabin Fever. And now that I sent all my shit, I'm kind of addicted to doing that as well. But Benny, the guy I sent all my stuff to in Jersey, he bought a mining truck himself. So now I might not have to ship that big bastard at least.
Dude, that big that freaking dozer that guy brought, the video of it was going around.
Yeah, Ralph's that he custom built.
That thing was massive. That thing was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, the big one that's
the
like
big fucker, yeah.
Yeah, I shared
like 4 or 5 foot tall. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna share one tomorrow. He built one that's a ride-on too. So it's not quite cool because it's not RC, but it's a legit little dozer. Like you could do all kinds of work on your property if you had like 10 acres.
That's rad.
And dude, probably some dude in his 70s, I would guess, built it.
Some old machinist that has nothing better to do.
I'm sure that's what it was by the quality.
I've met a few guys like that. They're like old ex-Navy machinists or like used to do old hand machine work, and now it's like that's all they do. They have a machine shop in their garage from old machine shit like that they got cheap, and they just sit there and lost art, man. Like machining shit by hand.
There's a lot of that at Cabin Fever. That's what makes the event too cool too. There's so many. Like the median age there is probably 60, 65.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's even that young is because of the median age and the heavy equipment room for the RC is probably 45, you know. Otherwise the median age there would probably be like 75. all the old dudes are in their walkers and wheelchairs and shit, you know, like it's definitely not a young man's place generally, but it's all cool shit that no one does anymore, you know. There's not going to be any kids or anybody doing that kind of stuff, so it's kind of a shame. I know my buddy Chris bought a couple, I think, hit and miss engine kits specifically because he knew, he's like, well, eventually these are going to be gone. The dudes that make them are going to be gone. The dudes that buy them are going to be gone, so they're not going to be made. So, you know, he's like, I want to get it now. So the dad and I have a project to work on together. He can build one, I can build one.
Yeah, I got to
I have it. And I was like, yep, good thinking in the future. I do that kind of shit too, you know, where it's, well, I might not get to it for a few years, but in a few years when I want to, I might not be able to buy it. So I better snag it now, and it'll sit just fine on a shelf for 5-10 years until I get to it, you know?
Yeah, I got a friend of mine, he actually has a really badass 24th scale slot car track in his like shop.
Yeah. Carrera one or something.
What's that?
A nice Carrera one or something?
No, this is a scratch built running 24th scale slot car. It's like old school, legit slot car track.
Okay.
and it's a big one. It's fucking huge. And we go do races like on Thursday nights. I used to. I'm too busy now, but I
Yeah.
still have my car and my controllers, and I have everything out there at his shop. And it's like a club thing. Like if you know somebody, you get invited, you come out, you buy your shit.
Yep.
But he does old engines. He's got probably 20 hit and miss engines, big ones
Yeah.
like that he has running that we go out and fuck with all the time. Like, oh, let's go fire this one up and grab it. Whap, 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 you
Yep.
know.
And then
But
just
he has
fires up and runs for eternity.
on the front of his yard. He's on an old highway back road.
Yeah.
Front of his yard, he has a big steam engine, and like the eccentric wheels on it are probably fuck. They got to be 20 foot diameter wheels. It's huge.
God damn, that is
On a
huge.
big concrete slab that he poured, and he had it transported in pieces, and it's got a huge boiler off to the side that's connected that that's actually runs it. And once a year he goes out there and gets it all set up and fires it up and runs it for a day. And
Yeah.
he
Just
used
lets
to
it
run a
sit there and
lumber
run
mill.
for the day.
Well, it used to run a whole entire lumber mill off it.
Okay.
So it would
That's
run
why
and have
it's
the whole.
such a monster, eh?
It's fucking massive. It's huge. And it sounds so cool when it's running, but it runs at like 30 or 40 RPM,
Yeah.
like
They're
full
crazy
tilt.
because they're so slow.
But the wheels are massive. Just to watch this thing run, the big eccentric rods are like, I don't know how big they're fucking huge, eccentric rods.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yep. Just plug away all day.
yeah. And he goes out there and he throws some more wood in it, keeps it stoked, watch the pressures, and they run it for a whole day once a year. And it's like a weekend big event. He gets all the hit and miss engines running, and
Does he
people come.
have like other people bring in smaller shit and fire it up, like buddies or
Yeah,
clubs and stuff
he's
too,
into
or
like he's
just
into
stuff?
vintage. He's into vintage motorcycles and vintage motorcycle racing. So a
Okay.
lot of those guys show up. He has a race. What does he call it? It's basically a tractor versus horse race that he does. That they fuck around with in one of his fields. They do a tractor versus horse race.
Yep.
He's just a goofy old fucker. I got him into RC cars, so he's in the cars now, and he does some RC planes. He's just a goofy old retired fucker that loves to build shit and work on tinker on shit.
Yep.
He has a slot car track.
Living
He's
the
riding
life.
forever. Yeah, it's fun. He's just a fun, goofy fucker to hang out with.
There's
But
a guy I
yeah,
want to check it out in Michigan that when the area I'm from in Michigan had dams burst back in 2020.
oh shit.
Yeah, it wiped out a town. The town that I grew up in, well, I went to high school in, and shit got like wiped out off the fucking map. Shit, they had to rebuild it all because it was below the dam. And on one of the lakes, there was two dams that burst, Wixom and Sanford. And on Wixom, they found the old steam shovel that they
Oh
used to
shit.
build like the earth and embankment and dig shit out.
Oh wow.
And because what happened was the guys that were in charge of it were like, well, fuck it, we got the stuff up, but it's hunting season. We want to go up to the North Michigan or the UP and go hunting for a couple weeks. Well, it's hunting season, it's prime, and then we'll come back and move the steam shovel and shit. Well, it filled up a little faster than they anticipated. So when they got back, they couldn't get the fucker out because the lake was already too full.
Oh
So
shit.
they were just like, well, son of a bitch, and they just abandoned it.
Wow.
And there was always legend of it being under there, but divers had looked for it and stuff, and no one could ever find it. Well, once the lake drained, back down to a river with just a floodplain, there it was sitting there.
Oh shit.
All intact and shit. I mean, it was covered in deeper mussels and nasty ones. So they got out there with equipment. Dylan, fuck off. They got out there with equipment and stuff and got it out, and he stripped it down, and he's rebuilding the whole thing and making it.
Oh shit, that's cool.
And so it's going to be one of two in the world now. There was one functioning one left in the world. So now that they found this one and recovered it, there's going to be two. So he's been going back and forth. I think the other guy that has the working one is in Pennsylvania. So he's been going back and forth with him, to double check what needs where and all that kind of shit. And so I've talked to him on Facebook a couple times. And he's like, yeah, anytime you want to come by the house and check it out, man, come on by. So one of these trips up there, I got to go check the thing out because he's always working on it, the sandblasting and filing and remachining new parts. And painting
Yeah,
it.
casting.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
That's
So
rad
that's gonna be a fun project to check out at some point in time.
for sure.
Same
Yeah,
kind of thing. And it's like it's nothing I would ever do or be into myself as far as like a project, but to check
right.
this shit out's awesome, because that's where everything started.
Hmm.
Back, and you're going back to the original Industrial Revolution shit there. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's pretty cool. That'd be cool to watch him doing that.
yeah, yeah, he's been working on it for what, about 3 years now, I guess.
Yeah, there's been on YouTube. I've been seeing a video pop up of a guy who's making I know I've seen it done before too, but this one looks pretty cool. It looks like it's a steam powered RC car.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it pop up on and off on my YouTube, and I haven't looked at it, but I need to. But it looks like it's working. Like the videos I've seen of it so far, the little bits I've watched, it works
That
good. It's
would be
got really
cool as
high
hell.
torque. He's got a bunch of shit like weight on it. And it's pulling it along. Like it looks legit.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just little sitting there,
Yep. Chugging along.
chuffing. Yeah, super
Uh,
rad.
that's what little shit broke.
That little fucker.
Dude, I'd have seriously whooped his fucking ass if I'd have caught him doing it. So it's a good thing I didn't catch him. Because I
I would have
probably
called
would
him
have
out
got
on it.
banned from cabin fever.
Yeah.
And then I'd have been very disappointed. Then I'd have really wanted to. Then I'd have been waiting for his old man out in the parking lot. Like, now it's between me and you, buddy. I got banned for your little shit business. Now you're gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
so there's the linear servo. So 70
Well,
bucks. I got two of them on the way because if you have a spare, it'll never break again now.
yeah, never order one, always order two.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, I'll order two because if I have a spare, it'll be flawless for the rest of its life. Um, and that
Um,
was, that's dicking around for 20 minutes and it's out. So it'll be easy to put back in. There's a little plate here that has screws that go on each side. And then it sandwiches down onto this plate here, right there. And that's all she wrote.
yeah.
Simple. Simple like it should be.
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't know when I'm gonna get it. I don't know where this shit comes from. I think it comes from the States, but it might come from Germany or China or something too. I don't know.
Depends on what brand it is and who supplies it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
there we
I
go.
said High Tech makes them, but I think they have U.S. supply, but yeah, High Tech's Germany. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is Actuonics. Uh, right. I think that's what it's called.
is
Yep,
that
Actuonics. It's a
Mark was
60,
asking?
63 to 1.
Mark was asking, is that a converted Erdl?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep. Converted Erdl.
I
So
bought. I've actually
just
bought a
finding these
few.
is kind of tough nowadays.
I've actually bought a few heavy equipment RCs recently to convert. So I got some shit to work on eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got one's a big blade dozer, like a
Mm-hmm.
E8.
Okay. Yep.
Um, and it's remote control, but with a cable. It's like the old New Bright ones.
Oh, it's an all new bright.
It's in really good shape.
People
So
collect those. It might be worth money.
might be, yeah. And then
You might want to look into it before you hack it up.
I've got a front loader one that's articulated that I'm gonna fuck
Yeah,
with.
my nemesis fucking wheel loaders.
Yeah, they're just all plastic, but I'll fuck
Yeah.
with them, convert them, and
Yeah, you put some weight in them and the right components and shit. And they're
yeah,
like this little Brooder D5 or D6, whatever it is like you look at it and you think, oh, that's not gonna do dick. And I mean, compared to like the D9 and D10, no, it
yeah.
doesn't do shit compared to that.
They're
But
all
that's
metal
not
hydraulic
what it's
ones.
for. Just like in real life, that's not what it's for. It's more for finish work. And yeah, the big one comes in and moves the real amounts of dirt, and then the little one comes in and levels shit off and moves it
Yeah,
where it needs to be and does all the finish work. And it works awesome for that. They're a lot of fun and they're reliable. So, and they're relatively cheap to build. I mean, buying a fly
yeah,
step radio, a few servos, a battery, and the brooder kit, you're probably talking like 250 bucks all in to build one.
yeah.
So
Well,
It's
I
not that
keep my eyes
bad.
out for Brooder. I got one of the Brooder crane trucks that I want to convert too. So
Yeah.
I haven't got to that yet. Who got one? Jeremy got one, didn't he? Jeremy got one. Who got a Brooder crane
Uh,
recently? It's the same exact one.
maybe, I don't know.
RC every day, Jeremy, right?
Well, that was Josh.
No, Josh. Maybe I
Uh,
don't know who the fuck had it then.
he might have one because
One
he's
of
got.
them guys, one of them posted this. I remember like, oh fuck, you're getting into converting the toys now. I remember who it
Yeah,
was, but it was the same exact one.
I can't remember.
I almost got a dump or a cement truck the other day.
Yeah,
Cement truck.
I've got one of those, but I need to still convert the uh whatever you call it,
The
not
drum. The
but
drum.
yeah, the drum. I got to convert that to actually work. It's a
Yeah.
brooder drum taken off the truck and put onto like a king hauler.
Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of your Keen Hauler, did you build that?
Kind of. I'll get it and show it to you. We actually ended up figuring out something better to do with it than build
Rob,
it.
I've never seen a kit, Rob. There might be out there, but I know a lot of guys that convert them just hack them up and convert them themselves. That's what I'm gonna. I got one of the Bobcats too, Rob, and I'm gonna probably use a couple of servos for the drive motors, and then another servo for the
Oh,
actuator. So
rain got
okay, so you
that.
got the chassis together.
Yeah, because we ended up running out of screws, right? Because all these parts are plastic with like the wood screw.
Yeah,
And we had to use all the machine screws. Like I'm gonna have to take this all completely apart and redo it because like you were talking earlier, some are like 3x8, some are 3x6, some are 3x12. Because we just
yeah,
used every machine screw there was. Um, but what worked out nicely, if I can get this back on, because it popped off in the suitcase. But well, anyways, fuck the pogo stick. But it worked nice like this because you can see everything. You can see the front bumper mount, the front
oh
step
yeah,
mount. So we had a
yeah,
second
for showing
one
it
there.
off.
Might need it, so we robbed it. The motor,
Yeah,
all this stuff. So I don't think I'm actually gonna build one. I'm going to, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave one like this, and then I'll find
yeah,
some buddies that have bought stretched frame rails and like a planetary case, and I'll buy the transmission and the frame rails off them. Because of course, to me, it doesn't sell that shit. God forbid.
right.
Um, and leave one like this as a display because it sits on the dualies nice and just sits there and
Yeah,
displays with the dualies
yeah,
as like stands. And then have one completely built that looks like the logo. So it
yeah.
worked out really well. I got the transmission built and started to get a bunch of stuff built. Mike and Wayne and Greg helped me out a ton on that. And I'm sitting there wrenching on one thing, and they're like, "All right, we're working on axles here and tires there and the cab there and stuff." So I'm just handing, "All right, you need this part, you need these screws for that. Here you go." And then I'd get back to shit for 5 minutes, and all right, I need this, and then so I was just like foreman handing out the parts and like, "All right, there you go." Um, and we were packaging up parts, last minute in the hotel room and stuff. They helped out a bunch of, but it was a good time. So, what's up, Sean?
Oh, that's weird.
uh,
Oh,
so yeah, there's like Chris was saying, there's no conversion kits. You just have to know how to do it, figure it out.
oh, I just found something cool. The Brooder.
Huh.
It's a John Deere 1210E forward log hauler. Forwarder log hauler. What a
Oh,
trippy looking
skidder?
deal. It's articulated.
Yeah, it's a log skidder where it's got the grapple on the back and grabs the
Well, it's
bundle.
on the front. Like the driver, it looks like the cab rotates 360. And they could
Oh,
drive
maybe
away.
it's a processor.
Well, it's got a big arm and it's got the log lifter and it's got the
Yeah.
trailer kind of for the logs.
Okay.
But then the drive unit's articulated off the trailer, and then the cab looks like it spins so you can drive or turn around to load and unload.
Okay. There's a
That'd be
guy that had the log skidder that he converted at
that would be
Cabot
cool to
Fever. That thing is
convert.
dope. Yeah.
That would be super cool to convert.
Yeah. They're neat.
Yeah, that's rad. All right, might have to bid on it. Fuck it.
Oh, it's on eBay, is it?
No, it's the Shop Goodwill. I
Oh,
looked
okay.
at I got them for like $12 before on there.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
stuff. All right. Well, I'm feeling more shitty. I can tell my fever's spiking again because I'm sitting
Yeah, I
here
can tell you're
sweating
not feeling
hot
hot.
as fuck. Yeah. I think I'm gonna try and take tomorrow off as much as possible. I think working these 10 to 14-hour days, catching up as soon as I start to feel reasonable is bringing me back down. So I need to just chill out. But I hate being behind on shit. You know, I'm like, no, I gotta work, gotta get this done. Well, fuck it. So I'll probably sleep in and relax tomorrow until I can go get the kiddo after school at like 4 o'clock and then come home and watch Craig of the Creek marathon or something with her where we don't have to do anything. And she got
Johnny
me addicted
Five,
to
man.
that show.
Short circuit, Johnny Five.
Yeah, yeah, I need to find that VHS. I've got the VHS somewhere. 'Cause
Nice.
we've looked for it on like on demand and Netflix and shit before, and it's nowhere to
Hard
be
to find. Yeah.
found. But I know I've got a VHS of it around here from the 80s somewhere. So we might do that too. We'll see.
Right on.
But yeah, I can tell I'm getting worse. So I need to go lay down and relax and go to bed.
For sure, man.
But we will be back next week. Thanks everybody for showing up and hanging out. Not sure what we'll be doing next week, if we'll have a guest on or if I'll start building the RC10 crystal
Clear.
or
Crystal,
what's
yeah.
going on. I thought about doing that tonight, but I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna start that when I'm sick and feeling like shit.
Hopefully they'll start getting some more to sell us soon. I've been dying to get one still.
Oh yeah, well, I think it was late January to early February they're supposed to
Yeah.
have, so they should be available soon.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
hoping.
yeah. But then again, what is it? The 25th. We're coming up on Chinese New Year in a couple weeks where nothing will come for a month. So hopefully it makes it before Chinese New Year. We're gonna be done because
Yeah. Yeah.
like right now, there's so much shit that's on back order until like the end of March to end of April. And people are like,
Yeah.
well, oh, you're out of stock of this? I'm like, yeah, everyone is. It doesn't exist right now. What do you mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, it's on back order till like the end of April, dude. It's that time of year. Between Christmas and April, usually about 50% of shit you just cannot buy. It doesn't exist.
I didn't realize how big of a deal Chinese New Year was till I ran a hobby shop.
Yep.
Like,
Well, it never used to be. Like when I lived in Hong Kong in the mid late 90s, Chinese New Year was like 4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's drunk and sending paper lanterns off and giving their red envelopes of money. But now they take like 2 to 4 weeks off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like they just shut the whole fucking country down.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it wasn't like that when I was there, but now, yeah, it screws everything. But back then, they didn't make everything either. You know, they made a lot of shit 30 years ago, but they didn't make everything like they do now.
Yeah.
So now I think they're like, well, fuck it. We don't have anyone to compete with. If we want to shut down, we can just shut down. Suck our dicks, American. You know? And so I think that's part of what goes on too, you know?
Yeah.
Back to South Park. You have such a very large penis. We have such a small penis. We're so jealous of your large American penis. Yeah, Japan still had more manufacturing back then too. And yeah, you're right. I need to wait till I can enjoy it. But so yeah, I am gonna sign off and get to bed. And thanks everybody for your patience while we were down for a few weeks. And we will get back to it next week again. And I'll keep posting some shit up from Cabin Fever. I'll post a couple more cool posts with videos and pictures up and shit tomorrow. So those will be coming through the week. Have a wonderful night, y'all.
Yep.
Peace.
See you guys later.